Hello everyone, my name is R.Vinodhini, Assistant Professor in the Department of Biomedical Engineering, School of Bioengineering, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. I am handling the subject Modeling of Physiological System. Today we are going to discuss about Introduction to Physiology Modeling. We'll see about what is physiology, what are all the control systems in our body is there, how it has been doing its work, what its specified function, all those things we will discuss today. So, what is physiology? First, we'll see the definition for physiology. It is the science of studying the functional activities and also its mechanism in biological body. So, our body has a uniqueness, right? So, how each system in our body works accordingly. Those things only we call it as physiology. It is the science of studying the functional activities and its mechanism in biological body. If for example, if you take our heart, how it beats automatically. So our normal heartbeat range is around 72 beats per minute, right? So how it beats automatically. So all these things are combinedly we call it as physiology. So we know it knows the cardiovascular system knows that it needs to pump. Then only our heart will blood will get purified and it supplies all over our body, right? So these are all the things come under physiology. So physiology word derived from a Greek word. So physis means a nature and a logos means a study. Then we'll see about the history of physiology. So if you take the history, Aristotle, he emphasized the relationship between structure and function. So our body as a different organs, right? So each organ has a different types of structure and then different types of functions. So each organ has an uniqueness in it. Okay. Then Galen, he was the first to perform the experiment to understand the function of the body. So, Galen was known as the father of physiology. The first physiologist of the world in the modern sense was William Harvey. So, in the earlier, father of physiology was Galen. Why? Because he is the one to perform experiments to understand the function of our body, how the body organs are functioning. That thing. Then, in the 17th century, William Harvey he describes the circulatory system and its interaction with the body, how the blood got circulated, how it has been purified, how again the purified blood has been pumped throughout our body. All those things have been discovered by William Harvey. So, after the modern science, the father of modern physiology is the French physiologist Claude Bernard. So after William Harvey, the father of the modern physiology is the French physiologist Claude Bernard. And you know that field of physiology can be divided into several fields. It includes viral physiology, bacterial physiology, cellular physiology, plant physiology, human physiology, and many more subdivisions were there in this physiology field alone. So now we are mainly going to focus on a human physiology, right? So here, human physiology, it is the study of it is the science of studying the role of physiological function in human body. So it is the science of studying the role of physiological functions in human body. And I'll tell you what are all the different kinds of control system were there in our body. So first is cardiac system, cardiac control system, then regulation of the blood pressure, then regulation of the blood glucose level, then regulation of body temperature, and the control of breathing, then regulation or control of our position, postures. So all those things were the control system in our body. How it has been controlled. So everything has a normal range. It should not exceed above or it should not goes below the normal range. So for that it has something to control, right? So how it has been working, all those things only we are going to see in this subject. Before that, I'll tell you the difference between the process and the function. So process means how the thing is performing. How do we breathe? How does our blood flows in our body? Then how does RBCs transport oxygen to the cells? So this is the process. So how it has been done, how it is going to happen, all those things will come under the process. And function means why it's why it is doing this special function, this wide function. So why we are breathing, why blood flows in our body, so why do RBCs transport the oxygen? So if you know this answer, so that is our function. If you know the answer of all those questions, we can able to get a clear picture of our human body, and we can able to know how it has been controlling itself. This is the difference between the process and the function. And there are about two main key themes in this physiology. One thing is homeostasis, and another thing is communication and movement across the cell membrane. So, you know what homeostasis means? It is to maintain our normal range or normal level inside our body. So, you know, blood system, our body system will be works together, right? Both if internal uh, working condition is failed, externally it will be able to maintain this homeostasis. So homeostasis means it is the body system works all together. So it is like an internal versus external failure of homeostasis. If one thing is failure, it uses its alternate positioning or alternate reasoning to do its own work. And the second key theme is communication and movements across the cell. So if it's not working properly, if the internal environment it's not working properly, it needs something to communicate, and it has to communicate with the external environment, right? So how it has been done, so it is the second key thing. So it is the vital to integration and also in most processes. So cell communication with together cell communication with the other cell tissues and organs. So it will be intact with some other organs or some other tissues to maintain its homeostasis, right? Then we'll see about the different types of system in our body and its functioning. So first we'll see about integumentary system, which means skin, hair growth, then sweat glands, nails, all those things will come under this integumentary system. So here what are all the main function of this integumentary system is to protect the body. So for what purpose skin grows in our body? To uh, to block some external bacteria or foreign bodies in our body, right? So functions are like protects the body, and also to regulates the body temperature and eliminates waste and receives certain stimuli, all those things. So sweat glands are why sweat glands are produced to maintain the body temperature. If our body temperature rises, if the sweat releases, it will be able to maintain its normal range, right? Same way, it will be eliminating the excess waste material, waste bodies from our cells. And also for skin, if you take, it will be receiving certain stimuli. If someone we can sense, no, if someone touch or if we feel anything differently done happens in our body, we can able to feel or we can able to sense, right? So this skin will be able to do that thing. So these are all the functions of the integumentary system. Okay, then we'll move on to next thing is skeletal system. So here skeletal system will be having bone, cartilage, ligaments. So ligaments means what? It's which steady the bones at the joints, right? So what its main role, or what are all its main functions means? It will be providing a body support and also protection. Then it will be permits the movement and leverage, then produces the blood cells. hematopoiesis and also stores minerals inside the bone. So bones will be stores minerals inside it, right? So all those things were the function of the skeletal system. So functions are like it will be providing the body support and protection, permits the movements and the leverage, then produces the blood cells, and the last thing it will be store minerals in it. So these are all the functions of skeletal system. Then the next system is muscular system. We'll tell about muscular system. So what are the main thing of muscular system? The skeletal system of the body and their tendinous attachments. So what are the main function of this function muscular system is that it will be effects on the body movement, then maintaining the posture, then produces the body heat. So our muscles will describe the position, right? So if you're sitting, if you're lying, all for all those positions, our muscles will interact with our body, right? We communicate with the bones, then only the correct posture will able to come. So these are all the main functions of the muscular system. So first thing is effect of body movements, then maintains the posture, and the third thing produces the body heat. So this is what about muscular system. Then we'll move on to lymphatic system. So lymphatic system, it consists of a lymphatic vessels, lymphatic nodes, and also other lymphatic organs also. So what its main role or the main function? It will be removing the foreign substances from the body and also lymph. Then combats diseases, then maintains the tissue fluid balance, and also absorbs dietary fats from the digestive tract. Okay, so lymphatic system main function is to remove the foreign substances from the blood and the lymph, and also able to combat the disease, then maintains the tissue fluid balance, and will be absorbs the dietary fats from the digestive tract. So these are all the functions of lymphatic system. Then we'll move on to respiratory system. So it is a common thing actually. So the body organ concerned with the movement of respiratory gases, like oxygen and carbon dioxide. So both these two gases only involved in the mainly involved in the respiratory system, right? So the body organs concerned with the movement of respiratory gases to and from the pulmonary blood. So this is the definition. So movement of an oxygen and carbon dioxide, how it has been from blood to from the lungs to other part of our body, how the oxygen get gases will get purified, and how it has been circulated throughout our body. So this is the thing of respiratory system, and its main function is to supply the oxygen to the blood and also eliminates the carbon dioxide, and it also helps to maintain the acid base balance. Okay, so the respiratory function system function is that to supply oxygen to the blood and also eliminate carbon dioxide from the blood, and also it is helps to regulate the acid base balance. And the next system is digestive system. So this digestive system thing is the body organs that render ingested food absorbable. So digestive system main thing is to absorb the nutrients from the food what we intake, right? Then waste amount will be removed as a feces, and its function is mechanically and chemically breaks down the food for cellular use and also eliminates the undigested wastes. So from the food what we eat, it will be it is like a larger particle, right? It has to be breaks down into smaller one to get the energy, nutrients, all those things to our body or to our cells to function or to work properly, and also to eliminate the undigested wastes. So this is the function of digestive system. Then nervous system. So nervous system, it includes brain, spinal cord, nerves, sensory organs like ear, nose, eye, all those things will come under the sensory organs. So what is the main function of this nervous system is to detect and also responds to changes in internal and external environments, and enables the reasoning and memory, and regulates our body activity. So these are all the functions of nervous system. So main function of nervous system is what? Detects and responds to the changes in internal and external environments, and enables our memory power. Then also regulates our day-to-day normal body activities. So this is the function of nervous system. Then we'll be having the endocrine system. So if we take endocrine system, what's its main function is to produce a gland. What kind of glands it is producing? Like hypothalamus, then pineal gland, pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, thymus, adrenal gland, pancreas, ovaries, testes. All those things will come under endocrine. So it is an hormone gland which produces a hormone, right? So for what purpose it's producing the hormone? To control and also integrates the body functions via hormones secreted into the bloodstream. So it will be control and also integrates the body function. How? By secreting the hormones it has been controlled. And also it even here also homeostasis is the main thing. It should not exceed above range or below range. Everything should be in a normal range, then only our body condition will be working properly. So this is what about endocrine system. Next we'll move on to cardiovascular system. So if you take cardiovascular system, here, the heart and the vessels which carries the blood or other blood constituents throughout the body. So this cardiovascular system only do this thing. The which carries blood, also the blood constituents through the body. So what are all the main functions of this cardiovascular system? Is that transport the respiratory gases, nutrients, waste, and also hormones. Then protects against diseases and fluid loss, and also helps to regulate the body temperature and acid base balance, right? So these are all the function of cardiovascular system. First is transport the respiratory gases, nutrients, waste, and also hormones. Then protect against diseases and also fluid loss. Then it will be able to maintain the body temperature and also acid base balances. So this is the function of cardiovascular system. Then we'll move on to urinary system. So urinary system, what it will do, it is the organ which operates to remove the waste from our body, right? We all know that the excess waste will be removed through the urinary system. uh, so by urine, so it will be eliminates removes the waste via urine. What is the main function, or what is the main role of this urinary system? It will be removing various waste from the blood, and also regulates the chemical composition, volume, and electrolyte balances of the blood, and able to maintain the acid base balance of the body. So these are all the functions of urinary system. It removes various waste from our body, and to regulate our chemical composition and electrolyte balance of the blood, and maintains the acid base balance of the body. Then reproductive system. So here we know that the body organs which produces, stores, and also transports the reproductive cells, like gametes, sperm, ova, all those things, right? So the body organs which produces, stores, and also transports the reproductive cells, we call it as reproductive system. What is the main function of this reproductive system? To reproduce the organism, to give growth to the species, and also produce the sex hormones. So this is the main function of this reproductive system. First is to reproduce the organisms, and second thing is to produce sex hormones. So this is the main function of reproductive system. So and this is the these are all the main system works in our body. It has to be, so the organ system which should be work cooperatively to perform the necessary life function. So if one system is working properly and another system is it's not that much working properly, means it won't be good for our it which means our body is not under our control. Right. So this is the main concept in physiology. Each organ or each body system has a unique function and unique structure, and it has to work properly and accordingly. So this is the main thing. So if you look at this diagram, you can you can able to easily have an idea that about they are given about the digestive system, respiratory system, cardiovascular system, urinary system. So each thing has to work in a different way, but in a with a cooperation, everything should be work properly. So what is the main function here of the digestive system? If you take it takes in the nutrients, breaks them down, and eliminates the unabsorbed matters through feces, right? So this is the main thing of the digestive tract. And if you go for the respiratory system, what it will do, it takes in oxygen and it will be eliminating the carbon dioxide. This is the main concept of respiratory system. Then cardiovascular system, if you take, what it will do, via the blood it will be distributes the oxygen and the nutrients to all of the body cells, and also delivers the waste and carbon dioxide to disposal organs. So it will be disposed, so waste materials and also carbon dioxide gases will be removed removed by the other organs. Then integumentary system, which means the nutrients and the waste passes between the blood and the cells via the intestinal fluids. So everything has a unique function and unique role, which has to work continuously without any proper delay or proper rest. Then only our body will work normally and properly. So this is the concept of physiological control system. So now I'll tell you the body composition. In for the average young adult male, I will tell this composition. What is the percentage of the body weight having? I will tell you. So here, body composition of protein and other related substances will be around 18 percentage will be there in our body. It has to be there. Then fats. Fat has to be in the level of around 15%. So in our body, the fats level should be there, and it has around 15 percentage in it. Then minerals around 7%, and most important thing is water. So around 60 percentage of our body is composed of water composition only. So our body having around 60 percentage of water in it, and 7 percentage of the mineral, then 15 percentage of fat, and 18 percentage of protein and also other related substances. So this is the correct proportion of our body weight. If it exists, then only our body weight is over exceeds. So and some of the organs are not works properly. Why? Because these composition may vary. So this is the body composition level. Then we'll move on to gases exchanges. Gases exchange, if you take, it is the sequence of events that results in gases in exchange. So it has around three steps. What are all these are? Ventilation, external respiration, and internal respiration. So these are the three steps involved in gas exchange. So our system, each system, I told all the functions of our system, and each system has a unique principle to work, right? So if you take gas exchange, it is the sequence how the gases exchange has been done in our body. So it has been done in by the following three steps. So I told you that ventilation, external respiration, and internal respiration, right? So by these three steps only, gases exchange takes place in the respiratory system. So first is ventilation, where inspiration and expiration happens. Inspiration like intake of oxygen, and expiration giving out of carbon dioxide. So external expiration, then the second step is external respiration. So here in external respiration, what will happen? Gas exchange between air and the blood. Then so gases exchange takes place between the air and also blood. So here the blood will be transports oxygen to the blood body tissue cells. So our body needs carbon oxygen to live, right? So the blood will be transport the oxygen to our body tissue cells. Then only it will be able to actively work. And the third step is the internal respiration. So if you take internal respiration, here the gas exchange takes between blood and the tissue fluid. Okay, where blood transports the carbon dioxide to the lungs to be get purified and to remove from our body. So first is ventilation, and the second thing is external respiration, and the third thing is internal respiration. So ventilation means inspiration and expiration process, uh, taking in oxygen and giving out of carbon dioxide. And the second one is external respiration. So if you go for the external respiration, what will happen? Gas exchange between the air and the blood. Okay, so here in external respiration means gas exchange between air and the lung blood, and the internal respiration means gas exchange between blood and the tissue fluids. Whereas in external respiration, blood then transport oxygen to the body tissue, and in the internal respiration, blood then transport the carbon dioxide to the lungs. So this is the cellular respiration. So cellular respiration is the process whereby an organism uses the oxygen and food to produce an energy. ATP will be produced through this oxygen and the food what we eat, right? And also two byproducts. Example, water and carbon dioxide. So this is the formula: glucose plus oxygen and food energy produced from the food, O2 ATP plus H2O water and plus CO2. So two byproducts, water and carbon dioxide, CO2. So this is the formula for this cellular respiration. So therefore, gaseous exchange, it is necessary for us to get an oxygen for cellular respiration. So this is the difference between the external respiration and internal respiration. So if you take gas exchange between air in lungs and the blood, this is what we call it as external respiration. So if you move for the internal respiration, which means gas exchange between blood and the tissue fluid. So this is what about internal respiration. And second point is movement driven by diffusion gradient, driven by so from the region of higher molecules to the region of lower molecule. Same thing for the internal respiration also. Movement driven by diffusion gradient only. And the third thing is gases exerts pressure. The amount of pressure each gas exerts is called as partial pressure. So here also the gases exerts pressures. The amount of pressure each gases is called a partial pressure. So where partial pressure will be there. So this is what about the gaseous exchange. So each control system in our body has a unique function. So and also unique working principle. Okay, so from that we have taken the respiratory system, and we have seen the common three steps: ventilation, external respiration, and internal respiration. So how these gases exchange takes place, how this system has been working, we have seen. Same way, each system has uniqueness in it. So this is what about gaseous exchange.